friends, today we are going to talk about the topic related to microbiology, gram-negative cocci, and we'll talk about the differences between meningococcus and gonococcus. And let's just talk about the morphology of meningococcus, since these are the species of genus Neisseria. So important species of genus Neisseria are Meningitidis, Gonorrhea, Flavescens, Subflava, Zika, Lactamica, Polysaccharia. And apart from this, gonorrhea and meningitis are all the primary human pathogens of the genus. Then gonorrhea is always pathogenic, but meningitis can be found in upper respiratory tract. And apart from this, if we'll talk about meningococcus, these are basically gram-negative, oval in shape. As here we can see a simple diagram. These are always parallel to each other, opposing the edges, and they are typically seen in large number inside polymorphonuclear leukocytes. Considerable variation occur in size, shape, and staining properties. Meningococci have exacting growth requirement and do not grow on ordinary media. Growth occurs on media enriched with blood, serum, acidic fluid, which promote growth by neutralizing certain inhibiting substance in culture media rather than by providing additional nutrient needs. Then these are strict aerobes, do not grow anaerobically. Optimum temperature required for growth is approximately 35 to 36 degrees Celsius, and it do not grow below 30 degrees Celsius, and the optimum temperature we need for the growth is 7 to 7.4, and the growth is also facilitated by the 5 to 10% CO2 and high humidity it is required. Then blood agar, chocolate agar, and the question which always occurs in MCQ objective questions, whether the growth is facilitated by 5 to 10% CO2 and with high humidity. Then apart from this, these are catalase and oxidase positive, and whenever the word meningitis comes in our mind, then we should know the disease related with this are meningitis, meningocephalitis, bacteremia, pneumonia, arthritis, urethritis. And if we'll talk about gonorrhea, then the disease are urethritis, cervicitis, and pelvic inflammatory disease can be there, proctitis, bacteremia, arthritis, conjunctivitis, and pharyngitis. Then these all are basically inflammatory disease. And if we'll talk about the morphology of gonococcus, these are simple kidney shaped bacteria. Over here we can see these are kidney shaped, and they are capsulated and do not ferment on maltose, and the transmission is through sexual contact. And all gonococcus are more difficult to grow than meningococcus. They are aerobic but may grow anaerobically, but if we'll talk about meningococcus, they cannot grow on anaerobic condition, but it grows on anaerobic conditions. So growth occurs best at pH of approximately 7 to 7.4 and at a temperature to 35 to 36 degrees Celsius, which is somewhere same in the case of meningococcus as well. And it is essential to provide 5 to 10% CO2 as well. They grow well on chocolate agar, Miller, Hinton agar. Then a popular selective medium is the Thayer-Martin medium. Chocolate agar containing vancomycin, colistin, and nystatin. Then basically what which inhibits most contaminated, including non-pathogenic Neisseria. Then there are the colonies which are small, round, translucent, convex, slightly unbonate with finely granular surface and lobate margins after incubation for 24 hours in a moist aerobic environment enriched with 5 to 10% CO2. This is also same in comparison, equal to a comparison between meningococcus and gonococcus. Both grow on 5 to 10% CO2. And apart from this, let's just talk about the differences. Here we can see both are capsulated, and fermentation of glucose takes place in both cases And fermentation of maltose is just limited with meningococcus. It do not occurs in gonococcus. Transmission is through respiratory route. As I told you that meningococcus can be present in upper respiratory tract, but gonorrhea is always pathogenic. It is not essential that meningococcus should be pathogenic. And apart from this, vaccines for meningococcus is available, and for gonococcus there is no such vaccines. So in later lecture we'll talk about the meningococcus and gonorrhea in a separate lecture, and we'll talk about prevention, diagnose, pathogenesis and disease related to this, treatment, diagnosis, and other things about the meningococcus and gonococcus.